At Apex, our order process is broken down into stages, and throughout there will be items that are required of you, the customer. Because each stage is dependent upon the steps from the previous one, it is very important that due dates are met. Otherwise, we will likely experience project delays. After you sign your quote, we still have some final documentation to gather from you before we can release the job from sales. It is important to understand that the lead time your account manager estimated to you does not start until the job is released from sales. The first needed item is your approval of the order specifications document. We use this document to verify and to communicate between the different departments the scope and technical details of your project throughout its build. In order for your account manager to accurately create this document, review samples of the containers, caps, and labels you plan on using with our equipment will be required, so you will need to send those to us as soon as possible if you haven't already. Once you sign and return to us the order specification document, you can expect a phone call from the office manager to discuss items we will be needing from you in the next stages. When we have the signed order specs document, review samples, and the down payment, we are ready to move on to the next stage. The next stage starts with an order release meeting, which is a meeting between the department heads and your account manager to review the details of your job and plan out the milestone dates for its completion. It is at this point that your estimated lead time begins. Within a day of this meeting, you and the office manager will have a Google Meet video call to go over the details, your specific timeline, and bulk samples. You will also get access to your customer dashboard, which shows you a concise overview of the status of your project, issues if any arise, a list of critical milestone tasks that are Apex's responsibility, and a list of the milestone items that are your responsibility. It updates in real time, so the information will always be current and accurate, making this an incredibly useful reference for you. You'll get a summary email after the meeting, which will also include the link to access your dashboard and your installment invoices as applicable to your payment terms. Please note that the invoices are reflective of your total charges, so the installment amount and the date it is due by can be found in the notes section towards the top of the invoice. Next, your job goes to engineering. Here they will design your equipment and develop a line drawing. Before the job can move to the next step, we will need your approval of the drawing, your next progress payment if applicable to your agreed upon payment terms, and your bulk testing samples. Bulk testing samples are a larger quantity of your containers, caps, and labels, as well as product if you have purchased a filling machine. These supplies are requested so that we can ensure the performance of your equipment, and we are not able to move on to the next stage without them. After your order leaves engineering, we work on purchasing the materials needed for production to start assembly. If your agreed upon payment terms require a third progress payment, it would be due at this time before we are able to start assembly. Once your equipment is built, we move on to the testing and approval stage. The department heads will meet again for a factory acceptance test meeting to review your equipment and ensure its quality. After that, we will need your acceptance of your equipment. If it was determined at the beginning of your order that you wanted to visit us in person, then we would host an on-site factory acceptance meeting with you. Otherwise, we will film video of your equipment performing with your bulk samples and send it to you as an unlisted YouTube video link, along with an approval form for your review and sign-off. If you purchased installation or training services, a tentative date will be scheduled and you will be sent an installation readiness form to be filled out and returned. The steps you will need to complete prior to your installation are outlined in that form. Once you have approved your equipment, we will then crate it. You will be sent the weight and dimensions so that you can make an arrangement with your carrier. Any remaining balance must be paid in full before your equipment can be picked up. If you purchased installation or training services, then when we have your installation readiness form returned, we will finalize your installation date. Prior to their departure, your installation technician will call you to review and verify that you have completed the preparations as outlined in the installation readiness form, which are necessary for us to be able to perform a successful installation and give meaningful training. Thank you for choosing us as your business partner. We are excited to work together and we will be in contact with you regularly, but if anything comes up in between, don't hesitate to reach out.